It's in the game.
You have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it.
is one of the most intimidating environments in all of sport. And with a war drum beating, the crowd has begun its battle cry here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it should be a great one, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. On the visitor sideline, there's Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. His guys coming in feeling pretty good, ready to prove they're the superior team in the conference. On the other side, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. His guys ready to feed off this Arrowhead crowd as they try to get back to the Super Bowl for the 4th consecutive season. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
Now here's Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
There it is, a staple of most teams' playbooks, the angle route. A lot of times you want to take away that inside route by a back, but when they sell it like he's going to the flat, that is tough on inside linebackers. One false step, and that ball's completed.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield. There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Yellow!
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 1st down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
Eye down these two. Eye down these two. Attack, attack!
Mahomes going to throw. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 18-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
He was taken down.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Over the middle here to Brown. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. It's 1st and goal, a chance for the first points of this AFC title bout.
1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes. even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Incomplete. It's now 3rd and goal.
Yellow.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And
right away, he lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. And there's Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 35-yard line.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And the ball is knocked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Burrow. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
Yellow.
Here's Pacheco headed right. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
It'd be hard to say that the defense wouldn't be ready for a 1st down run. When you gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. You want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Yellow.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Harrison Butker for the Chiefs field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will make it 6-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They find themselves down here after an interception on their opening drive led to a field goal. But all in all, you'd have to say fortunate to be only down 6.
Yeah, and you know how teams huddle on the sideline before they come out on the field in between series? Guaranteed what's said there is, guess what, guys? We take this ball, move it downfield, put it in the end zone, we're right back to even.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Gun.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Now a short one to Gesicki. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Throw out wide is incomplete. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And now that'll kick out of bounds, and this is going to be spotted back at their own 30. Oh, man. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that, but I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Fire down these two.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Mahomes now to throw. Swings this out for Hunt. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now back to throw. And this is incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
A 50-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Here we go. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick throw there is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion. Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
11 MT, paint.
Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. So on 4th down, here's the Australian native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
On
1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Yellow.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 7.
Easy.
They're going to look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Yellow.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
11 MT.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks, giving the yard up to the 42. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
180.
Now it's Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Wilson that time there to bring him down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. call it no gain on the play as it takes us to the end of the first quarter. After one, it's 9-0. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Working in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
18. And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the
Now here's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
A give right side for Pacheco. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
He's tackled at the 34-yard.
This offense so far on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And as points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Harrison Butker for the Chiefs field goal. A 58-yard attempt.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12. At the Chiefs' 41-yard line.
Burrow looking to pass. His throw incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt.
Wishnowsky in punt formation.
Just 21 yards on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
You can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Pacheco once again. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 73 yards on the ground in his first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Mahomes going to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. On 4th down, the Chiefs send out Matt Ariza to punt.
Formation for the Chiefs.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the Bengals 11-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. Well, the Chiefs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. That is caught by Rice for a Chiefs touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. And Bunker is on for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. A good drive that time is taking 9 plays in all. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Bunker on to kick it away. He's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Let's see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
Yellow.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Daxton Hill there to make the stop on defense.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Results in a 4th down.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. The Bengals drive about to get going. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
The Bengals on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here we go.
In motion comes the tight end left. Burrow going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Worthy. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
A handoff now for Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
Yellow. Attack, attack.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Fire down these two.
Here's Mahomes to throw. That is caught. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
This is Pacheco. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 123 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. AFC title game, second quarter action, 2 minutes to play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Mahomes now to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That'll be caught by Rice. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
A 27-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, is continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
11.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He's got this almost to the 40 before going up. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
First down. A gain of 18 on the play.
11.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase.
Gotta go.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 7.
And Burrow going to throw again. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. 2 more quarters to play here, and the Super Bowl matchup will be set. Let's take a look at what happened earlier this afternoon. Our trip around the league starts now in the Motor City. The Lions at home to take on Carolina. And it's Jonathan Brooks. He's going to bull his way in from a couple yards away. The Panthers do it again. What a run through these playoffs. They're the surprise champions of the NFC. And here's a look at the current playoff bracket in the NFL playoffs. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
To decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they have work to do in this second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic, and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
Throwing on second and long. Burrow. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
Here we go.
Burrow going to keep it on the sneak. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
11, Thomas.
They will toss to Brown. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 12 yards that time to the Cincinnati first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here we go.
Burrow going to keep it running right. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Burrow. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Jamar Chase, 47 yards. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
They're going to try and run. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've got to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Yellow, yellow.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Again, it's Pacheco. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Now 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Incomplete. It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Now to add the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Inside the 30 at the 27. And out now, here come the Bengals. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here we go. 11.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. From the 31, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
2nd and 6.
Stop.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
11 empty.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Burrow looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down. I'll give them credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, hoping he can catch it in stride and turn it up. He's able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short for the first down.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
Get set. Right, can.
Again, he'll drop to throw. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
At the 33 line.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now it's Burrow. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Burrow will throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And the tight end goes in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. On the right side open is Gesicki. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
Evan McPherson for the Bengals field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. They came with a safety blitz, and Daxton Hill got home. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. This will be caught by Brown. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd
Right
and
in.
9.
Now Burrow. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, Burrow. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7.
Here we go, here we go.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Right 80. Right 80.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Good for a Bengals 1st down.
11 empty. 11 empty.
This is Brown going up the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Here we go.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down.
11 empty. 11 empty.
Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Throwing on 2nd down. Burrow. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
11 coming.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
KC's offense ready to take over. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Fire down these two. Fire down these two. Let's go, 80.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Well, that one caught by Rice. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's Pacheco headed right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Mahomes now to throw.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Ariza is on to punt here as he gets this one away.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
Here's Burrow. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
Mahomes now on the sneak. And he will have the Chiefs first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Rice. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely to pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
That is caught. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now here's Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop him from all angles. This time the tight end gets him.
Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is now 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bengals offense returns to the field. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing, and partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now a give, left side, Brown with it. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he is trying to get to the marker. Going to depend on the spot, but I'm not sure he got there, and he did not. Zach Taylor's made the decision. He's going to go ahead and throw out the red challenge flag. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Mahomes going to throw. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Mahomes. Short throw, hauled in by Kelce. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll run it now with Brown. And he will have the Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man right side is Rice. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bengals 21-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll and oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Butker's kick here is good. And the officials here
Going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people like big games as well.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
12.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First and 10.
11.
From the gun, a give to Brown.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
At the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
180.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
Able to find Higgins.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up third and 2.
Gain of 3. Brings up third and 2.
Now it's Burrow. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
That's good for the Bengals.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
12.
Throwing again, it's Burrow.
And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again.
A pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
Second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Burrow looking to pass.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here we go. It's Burrow on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
13 yards on the play.
Yellow.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Back to throw now on second and 10. They'll be caught by Rice. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a third and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up third and 3.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on third and 3.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Now Mahomes gives to Hunt. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a yard.
Brings up second and a yard.
Yellow.
At the 27-yard line.
They run again with Hunt. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. From the gun, it's Mahomes. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So we've seen this before. He's made 6 already, and now he'll try to become just one of a handful of men to make 7 in a game. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now Burrow. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
The Chiefs are AFC champs as we say goodnight, everybody.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.